to somebody who might need it out there.
Nope. Not Melissa though. I have a tip of the day. We doing tips now?
Please, yes. I want story time with Blue, and then server tip of the day.
Okay. When did I need to forgive? Because that's a
I would because
you had a nerve with that one.
Yeah.
God, I'm not gonna cry because I'm a G.
Yes.
Okay, so
next episode. Why we can't give into our emotions as black women? Why we always have to be fucking strong?
That's a whole episode.
No, I heard a whole thing about how I'm not a strong black woman. I'm a supple black woman.
Okay. We'll get into that next episode.
Okay,
go ahead.
But no, I am a creative, and creatives. I'm a writer, right? It's a very solitary profession. So I spent hours like Kermit on my laptop, and whenever I go through a really big heartbreak or something that's devastating, I tend to wait until I get to Boston. Crawl into my childhood bed, and then I weep for like 3 days, and then I come out on Monday and I'm fine. It's like my little cocoon of like healing.
Yeah.
I do this every year, particularly around April when it's my birthday, because I'm realizing I'm getting older, because I don't know what that's about. Like it's annoying, the whole
like
getting
a purge.
older. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm about to be a little bit older. Let me go like get into my cocoon again. Yeah. Last April I did that. I crawled into bed and I went to sleep, and about 20 minutes into the best nap of my life, my mother, Scorpio, comes knocking on the door. Come over next door and say hi to your aunt. My aunt lives next door. I was like, I literally just got off a plane cross country from LA. I'm not leaving the house right now. Took my bra off. You know what that means.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I'm in for the day.
I'm in for the night, okay? Yeah. So she's like, no, come see your aunt. I was like, look, I don't want to see her right now. I will see her when I wake up from this glorious nap that I flew cross country. I flew across country to take a nap. You had one job. Let me sleep. That's all your job is. Yeah. So she was like, all right, fine. She leaves. What I did not know was my aunt was in the hallway crawling up to surprise me when the argument happened. And she heard it. And so I was like, I'll call my aunt back. Fast forward 6 months and I haven't called my aunt back. And I'm coming home to DC because I had, I'm bi-coastal. And I fly in to DC and I go to my favorite Thai restaurant, get my favorite meal. I'm like, I'm just going to sit down and eat this bomb ass Thai food and just chill and like work on like some stuff for a project I was working on. I get into the door and put the bite of food in my mouth, and as it's about to hit my mouth, it's my mother again. Yeah. Like, this lady and her timing though. Yeah. Like, this needs to be a discussion. Like every time I'm about to have a glorious moment, my mother calls me. Yeah. I put the fork down and I pick up the phone and she's like, your aunt's sick. And I was like, what? She's like, your aunt is sick. I was like, what do you mean she's sick? She's like, well, apparently we didn't know, but she's been sick for quite a while. And her uncle and my uncle was the baby in the family, have been hiding it from us, but it's so bad the hospital told us that we need to come see her. And I was like, my aunt is sick? Okay. I was like, well, I'm going back to LA tomorrow. Should I pivot? And she was like, no, go to LA. And when you're done with that trip, you can come to Boston and come see her. So I get on the flight to LA, and I have this thing that part of being a clairsentient is that when my family lies to me, I always feel it anyways. Yeah. So I'm sitting on the flight, this, that, and the other, and I'm sitting in first class. I let myself do first class every couple months because, treat yourself. And I'm sitting there with my warmed up cookie, my little pillow, looking at the peasants walking by, the coach, just feeling it like, okay. Right. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to pray for my aunt. I'm going to meditate for my aunt. I'm going to send her good juju. And out of nowhere, I start sobbing uncontrollably. Sobbing for the whole 6-hour flight. Could not figure out what was going on. I would have
hated to have been your seatmate.
No, but I sobbed quietly because I'm stoic, right? Like
I sobbed quietly.
Yeah,
too.
I have like Daniel Glover coping mechanisms. Like I'm just gonna be, I'm gonna be strong. Yeah, I'm a strong black man on the inside.
I turn my face to the window.
Right. Yeah, it was like one stoic.
And then all of a sudden I'll feel like my seatmate's hand on my back, like they're there.
It's okay, but it's worse when you do that because people watching you.
I know, because then I'm like,
it's worse than you actually crying. So I'm sobbing for 6 hours and I couldn't figure out what was going on. The week goes by. I fly to Boston. I literally run out of the car and tell my family, all right, I'm home, take me to the whatever. And my aunt's daughter walks in. She's like, so your mom told us not to tell you, but she actually died last Saturday. And she literally, I checked the time, was dying at the time that I was sobbing on the plane. Wow. And they had kept it a secret from me that whole week because they didn't want to ruin my opportunities in LA.
So who were you angry with? Your mother?
No, me. Because my best friend's I don't want to cry. My best friend's cousin and him got into an argument when we were 14 years old. And I think he said something to the effect of, I hate you. They were arguing about a sandwich or something. And then his cousin left the house and got murdered. And so since I was 14 years old, I have literally never, ever said goodbye to anybody in my family without saying I love you. Because my biggest fear in life has been someone that I love hearing the last words come from me are something less than I love you. It was my biggest fear. The last thing my aunt ever heard me say was, I don't want to see her, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
And so the thing that I had spent 20 years preaching to everybody around, I do workshops. I do self-help workshops.
Yeah.
Like I literally spent my whole career preaching, don't ever let somebody that you love leave without saying I love you, because you never know when it's going to be the last moment. It happened to me. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So how long did you punish yourself?
My mother is actually the one who tried to punish me because, again, Scorpio, my mother didn't have a childhood either.
Yeah.
My mother died when she was 16. So she was learning how to be a mother through me, through trial and error. I came out like Stewie from Family Guy with like books like, I think you're doing it wrong, madam. And so our relationship was completely backwards. She's like, who's the mother? I'm not sure either, madam. And so it was one of those relationships where I was constantly judging her with this weird British accent. And she was like, okay. Yeah. And so my mom was in pain and she was like, yo, I think it sucks that the last thing your aunt ever heard you say was that you didn't want to see her.
Thanks
my
for
mother.
Salt, meat, wound.
Salt and wound.
Hey, you got some lemon over there?
Right. And that's I said, Mom, you know what? You don't have a mom. And I think that's why in this moment you're failing me, because when you're in pain, you don't know what it's like to have a maternal figure be there for you. So I'm going to be both of our mothers right now. You are never allowed to do that to me because you're in pain and you're trying to give it to me.
Wow.
I have enough of my own pain. And I literally spent 6 months trying to forgive myself for having the woman who raised me. I called her my aunt because technically she's my mother's sister. But my first 7 years of life, I lived with my aunt. My aunt was my mother.
Wow.
I didn't meet my mom till I was 7. So the person who actually raised me is who died.
Wow.
All right. Wow. So I lost a mother. The word aunt doesn't even feel real. So I had to forgive myself for letting one of the most important people in my life leave this earth without knowing I love them. And it became this thing of, I was like, well, how do we fix this? And I realized you were tired because you were heartbroken and your life was busy and you didn't have the energy to deal with life. How about you just get healthy? Because think about it, if you're healthy, you can keep up with your life. You don't have to keep going to Boston and take these 3-day naps. And that's actually, weirdly enough, why I want to run the marathon in April, because it's right around the time that I last saw her. I want to recreate that memory.
Okay, and you want to put like a really positive spin on it.
I'm reclaiming
a very
April.
Mind, body, and soul connection kind of thing, right?
So it's funny how we started off with the marathon as a joke, but the marathon is actually part of me forgiving myself for 2 years ago where I couldn't even get out of bed. Now I want to cross the finish line.
The marathon continues.
That's so beautiful.
I don't want to cry. So
breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, honey.
Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth.
Server tip of the day too.
The tip of the day is that rage and anger is often a facsimile for power. People who feel disempowered find solace in being mad instead. When you don't feel powerful, it's easier to get angry. That's why Twitter is full of rage addiction. Wow. A bunch of disempowered people constantly getting mad, so they get a little taste of what power must feel like. So my thing is, they always say that anger is a blanket emotion. My tip of the day is lift the blanket and figure out what's underneath it.
I did such a good damn job of casting this shit.
Come on, Blue.
Teamwork, yeah.
Okay. I'm so impressed with you guys.
And I didn't. I kept my makeup on.
Feelings. I don't know how to follow that up. I truly don't. Like, I'll follow that up with like, don't be me.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Yeah, don't be me who likes to sit and stew in her anger. Like, I don't know. I'm just one of those people who just really likes to feel emotions, like, you know, just like every angle. I just want to know so that when I see it coming again, I know how to fight it off, or I acknowledge that it's a trigger. Like that would be what I would, you know, give as a tip to people is do some internal self-work, some real self-analysis to figure out what your triggers are. You know, who can say something in a conversation that's automatically going to make you angry? You know what I'm saying? Because I think that the greatest accomplishment for a human being is self-mastery.
Yes.
And there's nothing.
That part.
We all agree on that.
Yeah. And when it comes to mastering your emotions, we as women, we do that that default into, I'm a woman, so I'm emotional. Anytime one of my girlfriends says that, I'm just like, you better get rid of that narrative, because that is cheap. Okay? No, you are a human being before you are a woman. Master your emotions, otherwise they will master you. That is my tip of the day.
Come through, Mr. Miyagi.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
We cute or whatever.
I like brains.
I like us.
On that note, that is a wrap for, what is this, our third episode of I'm Here for the Food.
Who knows
Thank
anymore?
You. Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for joining, and stay tuned for the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.